WWE are reaching out to Johnny Gargano, plus multiple NXT debuts are expected soon, and an AEW star almost retired due to an injury recently. It's all in the wrestling news right now. The Triple H era has lots of people being discussed for potential returns. We've seen a few of them already. You're right.
It's me taken out by this thing here. Oh my goodness.
Caught by surprise, as we all were when Triple H took over as head of creative. And it looks as if a conversation could be started with one of his favorites.
Hands, touching hands, reaching out, touching me, touching Johnny Gargano. Because Fightful are saying that for those of you asking about Johnny Gargano, Fightful has learned that at the very least that Shawn Michaels was tasked with reaching out to Gargano shortly after the turnover in management. We haven't heard of any details on how the conversation went, but that Shawn Michaels was to be in contact with the former NXT champion. Gargano and Loomis were party... sorry, that's just accoutrement you've added to build the picture of Johnny Gargano. I'll not read that out. Tom, tell me some facts about Johnny Gargano.
Well, they were part of a popular stable known as The Way. Them, Theory, Indy Hartwell, and Candice LeRae. Now, I know obviously Loomis was kind of like a side member of The Way, literally married into The Way.
A beautiful wedding.
And also, like, he was one of the, with Gargano going away. Like, Gargano was one of those guys that we thought would stick around a little longer because he could kind of help the younger talent of 2.0 get over, but then obviously things happened and he just went, no, I'm going to step away and go and be... He could sense that there was changes coming that probably wouldn't behoove him. They gave him a little nod on commentary. Now, before you write your long paragraph about me overreading into things, I'm just saying that on commentary last night on Raw, Ciampa put the Gargano escape on Bobby Lashley. And as he did, Corey Graves said, if you're looking for a submission, you've got to do it yourself.
You've got to know when to hold them.
Know when to fold them. Very musical one, this one.
It's lovely, isn't it?
It's lovely. Obviously alluding to DIY, the tag team.
Oh my God, that was actually the tag team name of Tommaso Ciampa and Johnny Gargano.
Yes, it flipping well was. Look at you working the marks. Big fan of your work. I think a Gargano return is imminent, I would say.
I would think so as well. Triple H really liked Gargano, and he really likes Ciampa. And I know that Ciampa didn't win last night, but Ciampa looked fantastic.
I think Triple H likes the idea as well of because Ciampa looked great on Raw. He stands well on Raw.
Yeah.
Like it suits him. And Gargano coming in, I think Triple H likes the idea of running in down the line, doing Ciampa Gargano for the WWE title. Just so he can tell that long story.
That's a sparse prediction, that one, Tom.
Sparse. Will it be WrestleMania 39? No, probably not. WrestleMania 40? Maybe.
Bloody hell.
Maybe.
When's that? Oh my God, that's only like less than 2 years away.
Tell me about it.
Oh my God.
Nothing. No, the 40 is approaching. Terrifyingly fast. Speaking of NXT, PW Insider give us some details about a few call-ups to that show. Some debuts on the way for NXT, saying that several NXT UK stars are going to be heading to America for future NXT appearances. These names include Charlie Dempsey, who's the son of William Regal, and all three members of Gallus. Joe and Mark Coffey and Wolfgang. Hello, Barry. PW Insider is told that they are all expected to be in Florida later this month.
And I reckon they're all terrified after watching what's happened to James Drake and Zach Gibson.
Well, I think had the same system been in place...
Oh God, it's a different regime there as well, isn't it? It's all changed.
It's a new day. It's a new generation.
And feel the power.
Feel the power. So I think they feel all right about it.
Guess so now.
Yeah.
If this was 3 weeks ago, they would have been scared.
Yes. I feel bad for Zach Gibson's beard more than anything, more than his goatee.
It's heartbreaking.
It was the biggest release from NXT in the past few weeks. But yeah, I think they'll be fine. With Triple H running the show overall now, I think Gallus stand a good chance of going to NXT in America and making a big impact. And
the Charlie Dempsey one's really interesting as well, because obviously William Regal was Triple H's right-hand man as part of NXT for God knows how many years it was. Close to 10, it must have been. Close to 10 before getting released. Obviously go to AEW, and that's his boy.
Listen to Regal's podcast, The Gentleman Villain, and near the end of the latest one, he kind of talks about, but without saying, sort of Triple H's new role there. because he's been, obviously, they were, as you say, they've been friends, they were doing that role for so long. They've been friends for decades. And he says that Triple H he knows that I am a professional, and he wouldn't think of reaching out and saying, hey, what are you doing? So obviously, like, some people have asked him about it, and he said, look, Triple H has not approached me because he knows that right now I'm working for AEW. But I kind of think, reading between the lines on that, I think if Regal gets a chance, I think he's going to hop back.
Oh, you and these spicy takes this morning.
I'm not saying he's going to do it straight away. And I'll say this as well, because a lot of stuff that I say gets misconstrued as anti or pro. Shut up, I just like wrestling. Leave me alone, Dad. I think that with Regal saying that, I don't think he's having a bad time in AEW. I listen to him on commentary. I watch what he does. Little marshmallow, yum, yum. I think he's having the best time. And he's making some fantastic steps in AEW. I think he is a treasure to AEW. And I think that he's living out some of his best times at the moment in AEW. And I think that if Tony Khan wants to keep him at the end of his deal and stop him from going back to hang out with his mate Hunter, I'm going to hang out with Paul, he's going to throw a lot of money at him. Yeah. Make all the money, William. I'm just saying. I'm not saying he's having a bad time in AEW. I think he's making some brilliant stuff he's doing in AEW.
But Tom, why would you say he's having a bad time in AEW? Why would you say he wants to go back to NXT?
It's not a fight. We're not. It's not. You don't have to pick a side. I said a thing on Wednesday's video, jokingly, very jokingly, about picking a side. Somebody
Tom,
went off.
I did a video about AEW real names over the weekend, and I joked that Peter Avalon's real life, because his real life name's Hernandez, so I was like...
He said his dad was Hercules Hernandez.
And someone in the comments was like, I don't think that's right, Ross, when I was clearly standing there going, his real life father, with a wink and a nudge. But we're shooting on the commenters, Tom. They pay our wages, damn it. No, Brian Alvarez is wrestling next month for cheaper.
Brian Alvarez is indeed wrestling this week. Let's talk about him. Brian Alvarez is back in the ring, baby. -5 stars. September the 2nd, he's going to be getting in the ring teaming with Billy Starks, who's been proper evil lately in places. She's facing Tom Lawler and Killer Kelly. It was meant to be Debbie Malenko, but Debbie turns out isn't free that day, so Tom Lawler went and got Killer Kelly instead. Oh. Killer Kelly is going to choke Brian Alvarez out if Tom Lawler doesn't get there first.
Interestingly, Alvarez last wrestled in 2019, where he and Lawler teamed up in a losing effort against Nick Gage and Thomas Santel. Excuse me, I just burped on the microphone there.
Back in the business is Alvarez.
I don't know what to make of that. He's just a youthful man who isn't that youthful in age. Yeah. And it's amazing to see. I don't know why it's amazing to see. He's a father. He looks very youthful.
How old is Brian Alvarez?
42, I'd have a...
Are you going to
guess that?
Okay, let me have a look.
Come on, this is exciting. This
42, you're saying?
Leave your guesses down below.
Brian Alvarez is 47.
Shut the front door.
47.
47.
He's sprightly 47.
He looks like he's 27.
It's nice to find somebody in the internet world that's older than me. It's reassuring. Good luck, Brian. We'll end on some news about an AEW star who almost called time just a couple of months ago.
Yes, Malachi Black was on TikTok showing videos of himself lifting them weights in the form of dogs. He was just lifting dogs. Just like that. It was fantastic to see. He wrote that up until 3 months ago. He was considering packing it all in. Oh my God, this is deep, isn't it? He says, till about 3 months ago, I was dealing with a back injury I was convinced was going to force me to retire. But after a literal year of treatment that went from working to complete failure on several occasions, we all of a sudden hit the correct vertebrae during a dry needling session and everything released. My God, that's the best release we've ever heard about in professional wrestling. From there, we were able to rehab and strengthen. That is astonishing.
Well done. I'm relieved to hear, because Malachi Black has still got so much more to offer in the wrestling. I'm enjoying overall the House of Black stuff. I think that he's got some banger matches still to have in AEW. So I'm glad that he's still going to keep on keeping on. Yeah. Nice to hear. Yeah. Considering so many other injury stories around, it's nice to hear somebody going, I'm all right.
Imagine that, though. It's like you're crippled for a while, and then someone goes, one time with a stick, and it's like, oh, I'm fine. Hey, the body, it's a medical marvel.
It is a medical marvel. We'll have more wrestling news throughout the day at cultaholic.com. Stay safe, and may your dry needle hit the correct vertebrae.
And if this is the last time you'll watch a video with me and Tom, because we lambasted your comments.
We were very loud this time, weren't we?
No, if we lambasted your commenting, it's been nice knowing you.
It's deserved.
Bye.
It's deserved. Grow up. It's only wrestling. It's not even real.